What's going on, YouTube? My name is FG3000, back in the place to be, and welcome to War of Crown, a brand new strategy tactics style hero collector that just hit the mobile store a couple of days ago. This game is brought to you by GAMEVIL, the same company that brings you Dragon Blaze. So they definitely have a long history with this style of genre, and they kind of know what they're doing. So let's take a look at War of the Crown, and let's jump right into it. So first things first, this game looks so similar to Seven Knights, down to like the gold trim and the red buttons and the character models. And if you saw my video on Red Knights before, you know that this art style isn't really my favorite. This like, I don't know, it's just something about this art style. It looks like it has personality, but it doesn't. It's kind of chibi, but it's not. I don't know. It's just it's in this weird middle ground that it doesn't really speak to me. And I think a big thing when you play a hero collector is that you enjoy the heroes and you want to collect them, right? Not big on the art style, but the graphics in this game are fantastic, and definitely keep in mind that my opinion on the art style is totally subjective, so do keep that in mind. So let's take a look at the few features here that we have in the game. There is a story mode that you can play that doesn't require stamina, and you can get free bonuses here. So that is that. Story mode is pretty standard fare so far, but of course I haven't gone through it, so it might get better there. We have an adventure mode, which we'll jump into right now. As you can see, pretty straightforward. If you've played other hero collectors, there's multiple stages. So 1, 2, 3, and there's a fourth one that I haven't opened up. Once you complete all the stages, you'll go back through them on hard, and then there's probably some type of hell difficulty as well. So pretty standard fare when it comes to that. And actually what we're gonna do, we're gonna go into the fairy realm here. Fairy realm. So this is the place where you can go and fight and get materials to upgrade your character. So we'll jump in here really quick so I can show you a little bit of the combat. Now, of course, this game is pretty typical like most games that have autoplay features. The autoplay is plenty useful when it comes to fighting content that is weaker than you. But of course, in PvP and in harder content, you want to take control of the combat itself. The Fairy Realm is just this different type of area. So when you're looking at the backgrounds, you're like, oh my god, is the entire game like this? No, the entire game's not like this. But in the Fairy Realm, they have this weird aesthetic going on where you're fighting them in, look at there, just popping out of drawers and whatnot. Like I said, the graphics themselves are great. Look at that, combat effects are great. I'm just not that big on the hero art style, so it makes it a little hard for me to get attached, but look at this ability. Screen filling abilities, really weighty, really visceral. So no complaints on the combat, no complaints on the overall graphics. They nailed it there. There's also ways, I'm gonna turn off auto just for a second. If you need to get a better angle at the combat, you can actually rotate the camera around. There you go, you can rotate the camera around. You can get this top-down view if that's more helpful. Now, if I'm going to, let's see, this is the character I'm moving right here. Now, the cool thing is, very friendly, so if you move around, you can kind of go right back to where you were before. Also, you can kind of get an idea of who you're going to hit as well with these red squares. And it's kind of hard to see here, but you really get used to it. So I can see that all my red squares in this AoE ability will hit all three of these guys here. So I can hit this button. Very cool ability, by the way. And do tons and tons of AoE damage. So very, very cool. Here's another. Like, your specials, they're legit. There's no doubt about it. This game is graphically very well done. So we'll let these just kind of play out. This, like I said, this is just a stage to get materials and whatnot. So not a lot of strategy is needed here. It's just really just a matter of going in here every day and clearing it out. The game does use a typical elemental system. So red, green, blue, you know, red or blue beats red, red beats green, and then there is light and dark, and those two kind of cancel each other out. There's no benefits or shortcomings when it comes to light versus dark. So pretty typical. If you played hero collectors with elemental systems, not blowing your mind there. Am I dying? I am dying. Right now I don't have a healer on my squad, so I might not be able to beat this. Let's see how hard this guy hits my tank. Oh yeah, there's no way I'm gonna beat this boss. Look at how much damage I'm doing. So I'm about to die. That's definitely about to happen. Was not even paying attention. Now you can also get heroes that have names, and then you can also get monsters as well. So you see that boar right there. He's nobody special. He's just a guy that I got out of a stage. So since this is a loss, let me see what happens when you lose though, because I've never lost before. So I'm gonna see what happens when you lose. I wonder if you get any type of materials whatsoever. Also, there's elevation in the game as well. So if I was smart, I can resurrect for 10 garnet. Yeah, that's a waste of money right there. So there's also elevation in the game as well. So if you're an archer, for example, you can go on top of like a barrel or some type of rock, and then you can also do more damage from up there as well. So we'll jump in here real quick on a stage that I've already beaten, and we'll give you another preview of kind of the stage layouts. Very good graphics on the stage. This is kind of like a beach area that we're currently in right here. Very, very well done. Right now I'm getting 60 frames per second. Once again, on a mobile game, that's fantastic. It does kind of go down to about 50-ish during abilities, but for a mobile game, that's pretty awesome. Most of these games are kind of locked at 30 frames per second. So when you play this game, it's going to run really well, really smooth. Flat out, one of the best looking games on mobile when it comes to strategy tactics titles as well. Right now I'm also playing Fantasy Tactics R. So I'll be making a video for Fantasy Tactics R as well. That game got a massive update, so lots of people are talking about that title as well. I think after Fire Emblem Heroes came out, people were like, we got to get on this tactics bandwagon. Compared to Fire Emblem, I like the map layout in a 3D game much better than the flat 2D surface of Fire Emblem Heroes. Not saying which game is better or worse. I'm just saying I prefer a 3D landscape here. And I'm going to turn off autoplay just for 1 second. Let's just knock you out since you're right in my face. Why am I fighting this blue? Like I said, the autoplay is not very good. Like, my red is going into fighting this water guy over here. That's not a good move. I'm going to move him over here. Fight this green so I can get a damage bonus there. Let's just kill you. Alright. Here's my boar. Fight him if you want. Now, this is what I was going to show you before. Oh, there's no barrels that I can jump onto. It's too high. Ah, it's too high. What the? Well, for example, if I got on this barrel, I can shoot down at people and do more damage. But apparently, this barrel is way too high for me. I wonder if there's special characters that can fly, that can get up there, like a flying harpy or something like that. I bet that's probably the case. All right, well, there goes what I wanted to show you. And after this, we'll take a look at the equipment system and the upgrade system, and then we'll kind of call the video there. Only a couple of features in the game right now. Like I said, there's adventure mode, there's story mode, and there's PvP. And that's the extent of what's in the game currently. There's a mode called Wanted that I haven't opened up yet, so I'm not exactly sure what that is. But for a game that's brand new, newly launched, there's plenty of content to keep you busy for quite a while, especially trying to power up your characters to get through the hard mode. I'm sure that'll take a while, starting up your heroes, collecting new ones, etc., etc. So yeah, plenty of content here for the game starting. Now, this game does something that I don't really like, and I'll show you really quick. The game effectively kills any type of chat that it can possibly have in the game. So if you look at other games like King's Raid, for example, they separate when people get equipment and upgrades from the general chat. But as you can see in this game, it puts your general chat and all the weapon upgrades in the same screen. So effectively, no one uses it. No one uses chat in this game for the most part. Let's go to channel 1 really quick. Hi, channel 1. Oh, they're chatting. All right. I'll take it. All right, I'll take that right back. I'll take it right back. I'm not too proud to admit when I'm wrong. When I was playing it earlier, there was just like no chat going on. And I thought it was because the game was just flooded with people getting items. But all right, so chat is at least semi-active. So definitely take that. There's a summon system, of course. Look at this. Wouldn't be a game without it. I'm gonna go ahead and summon my free summons. You get enough rubies to get a 10 plus summon. It looks like I have enough rubies to do it again as well. So we'll jump in here. Let's go ahead and do our summon. 10 plus 1. See what we get here. And this will kind of show you the artwork and what type of heroes you can kind of expect here. Now you can get this hero, I believe, this is kind of weird because he's called the Guardian of the Icy Peaks, but I believe that all the heroes in the game can be received in different elements. So there should be a fire version of him, and there should be a grass version of him as well, I think. But don't quote me on that. So this guy doesn't have a name, so he's not super important. Like, there you go. See, there he is. He's over in light as well. So I got a fire version of him and a light version of him. And I think that's the case for almost everybody. So here is this tank guy. So I have him in red already. So you already saw him. He's the guy that did the big, humongous, like, earth-shattering grand slam, whatever. So I have him in fire. So that is a true statement. You can get everybody in multiple colors. But if they have no name, they're worthless. You gotta have a name. So this guy, he has a name, Heart of Courage. But like I said, I mean, I'm just not a big fan of the art direction. None of these characters like jump at me like, oh man, I want to get him or I want to get her. They're all just kind of meh. This is just, I think this is a character that you just use to power up other people. There's just a random null. And then my last one, Shadowblade Assassin. See, I mean, it's just like, yeah, all right, you're an assassin. Okay. Just not my favorite art style. There's also friend point summons as well. Pretty much what you're used to. If people use your character, you will gain friend points over time, and then you will be able to summon some additional kind of materials and whatnot. So let's take a look at the heroes to level them up. Let me see if I have... I don't have any dark. I'm going to go ahead... Oh, he's a 3-star. Bum, 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 bum. Alright, so if I want to level this guy up, I don't really want to, but I'll take some of the materials that I gain out of the Fairy Realm that is currently going on right now. The Fairy Realm is dark, so all the materials that are going to drop out of there are all dark. So I'll press that, level up, spend my gold, and there you go. Pretty straightforward when it comes to the levels. And of course you can use other heroes if you choose to. You can sell them if you prefer. Different aspects there. There's skill enhancement system that you need materials for, which I don't currently have. Oh, look at that. I can use this other guy, huh? So like I said, these are the same heroes, but different colors. But they do have a different artwork style. So there's that for you. Of course, you can evolve heroes and star them up. I'm not sure how this system works. Now I know exactly how the system works. So if I want to start this hero up, I have to collect these materials, and I think I have a few of those. There we go. So I have a few of these materials for lower star levels. So as the star levels go up, there's different materials that are required. I have 4 of those as well. So that's that. But that's pretty much what the game has so far. I want to take a look at this guy. So Kalito, the Royal Guard. So yeah, same exact character, but
nothing can hide from my
just slightly different. This guy wears a helmet, he doesn't, but they're the same exact star level. So even though you will collect the same hero in different elements, at least they look different. So we got to give him props on that. Of course, there's daily missions that you can use to go and get materials. Once again, this is not anything you guys haven't seen before. Missions, claim your rewards, pretty straightforward. I always wonder why they have to put all of these things on so many different screens, in my opinion. So I got quests that I have to go and collect. I have missions that I collect. I have quests that I have to collect, right? And then I also have, let me show you, I have this guy's missions that I have to go and collect. It's just kind of all over the place. I don't know why they do that, but I'm not going to knock the game for that because that's pretty typical. We're not going to really talk about the cash shop since, like I said, I'm too new to really understand what's going on in the cash shop. Last but not least, there is an arena that is live PvP. So you will be going against people that are actively playing on the other side. All heroes will be set to 6-star max level in arena. Weapon and accessories will be capped according to arena standards. So that's very interesting. I don't know what the cap is, but it looks like eventually you'll get to a point where you can no longer pay to win in this game. Once again, don't quote me on that. But that's War of Crown. The last thing I want to show you here is that this game is, like I said, it's so much like Seven Knights. It's crazy. So I have this guy, the Royal Guard. I accidentally put a magical attack earring on him early on. So I want to unequip this. It's going to cost me 5 of my cash shop currency crystals, which is kind of annoying. I don't really understand why games do that. Why are you charging me cash shop materials to unequip weapons and armor? It doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. However, I will say that I think once you get the equipment that you want in place, you can upgrade those. So let's say I put this sword on him, right? I can upgrade this same sword and never switch him out ever again. So I don't really have to. Now the problem is, let's say I have a 2-star and I loot a 4-star or a 5-star, then I'm like, all right, well, I have to spend rubies to switch him out. But you know, it just really depends. And I'll show you a quick example of that really quick. So this guy, he has a 1-star weapon. And right here, I have a 3-star that I'd much rather use. Now, I can keep this 1-star on him forever and just keep upgrading it, and I will never have to pay that ruby cost to switch it out. But that'll take a long time. Why would I do that? It'd make more sense for me to do this. And boom, there you go. I see what just happened there. I see what just happened. All right, I'll show you what just happened right there. So if I destroy the weapon, I don't have to pay the ruby cost, okay? So let's take a look at that really quick. I'm gonna do another, let's go to you right here. All right, so if I unequip it, that means I get to keep the old one, but I have to pay the ruby cost. Now, if I go here, where's that, I wanna pick one that has physical defense. There we go. So if I do this and I equip it over it, the current accessory will be destroyed. So then I don't have to pay the ruby costs, and then I equip it. So there you go. That's how the system works there when it comes to equipment. You know, I guess. I just don't understand why. Like, why even put that in the system? It's just kind of a weird thing to do. And then, of course, you can sell equipment as well. So that is the War of the Crown, or War of Crown, I should say. Very high quality, very polished strategy tactics game. I do still highly recommend it. Check it out. It is on Android as well as the mobile store. I'm just not a big fan of the character art style. That doesn't mean I'm not going to play it. I still might play it, but I want to check out Fantasy Tactics R first before I kind of make a decision on what strategy tactics game I should play. Anyway, guys, my name is FG3000. That was War of the Crown, and I will see you guys next video. Later.